And maybe we'll make our theme song like Tears for Fears, right? Like everybody wants
Yeah.
to rule the world.
Everybody's
Is a
a
real
real critic.
critic.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got a podcast.
Cat.
We're just
Yes.
two more everybody's.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. We just reshaped your branding.
I love it. I love it.
Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing this evening? What are you drinking tonight, my friend?
I'm okay, Dan. A happy Monday off for Memorial Day to everybody on the show. Did you have Monday off, Dan?
I did not. I worked every day this
Well, now I
week.
feel bad. Can I take another shot at that intro? You want to ask me again? No, I'm good.
You gotta roll with
I'm
it.
good. I'm drinking a Steel Hands Juicy Hazy IPA. Steel Hands is a small brewery in South Carolina. Very tasty. Very tasty. It's been months maybe since I've had a beer. Yeah, I'm rewinding from alcoholic beverages or alcohol-based beverages into beer, which is non-alcoholic. I clearly can't speak. This is my
Okay.
third drink of the day. So we're going to move forward.
What is happening right now?
I don't know.
What is happening?
I don't know. We're not recording, are we?
We're off to a rip-roaring start here tonight, folks. Preston is broading.
What are you doing? You've got to hold us above water, Dan. Only one of us can
Preston's
be doing
bringing
this
his
at a
A game
time.
tonight.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll get us together. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hopefully, our guest, who is brand new to the show, his debut appearance. It's not happening tonight. It's not happening tonight for either of us.
This is the shortest time I've
That's
ever
not a
had
word.
to
Just
edit
keep
the
it
show,
going.
and you're going to
Just-
do this to me?
I know.
You're gonna do
Should
this
we
to
just
me.
start over?
No.
I think we got to keep it going. We got to
Just roll through it. Just roll through it.
Yeah, we're gonna roll through it. Jose Garcia-Chow of Everyone's a Real Critic. We've had his co-host John on a few times, but don't tell John I said this. But I think we've got the real talent of that program.
My god.
Oh, I can't wait for him to listen to this one, guys.
Jose, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. How are you doing? What are you drinking? I see a rare time here where our guest is actually drinking something. I'm
I
excited.
am drinking something. You know, I've listened to a few of your podcasts. I knew how to prepare before we
Hell
even
yeah.
got started. I took a couple of shots.
Whoa!
Wow. He really
Here we
did.
go.
I know. So just to loosen me up a little bit, I took a couple of shots of Malort. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, Chicago.
Wait, do you live in Chicago, Jose?
I do live in Chicago, so I thought I would have to
Okay.
represent. And I've got another one right here that I'm going to do real quick. Here we go.
Oh my god, he's down, he's up, it's back, and this is suddenly explicitly
Okay.
rated
Oh,
content.
yeah.
It's always explicit.
So I'm drinking a little bit of Malort and a Kentucky Cold Snack to go along with it, which is
Wow.
the official, unofficial beer of Montana. The first time that this was recommended to me, it's just like a regular old, like Miller Lite type lager. The bartender explained it to me as an ethical Bud Light because
Oh, yeah,
they
baby.
Ooh.
donate
I'm
a
dying
bunch
for
of their
that.
proceeds to which is nice,
Can I get it in
Yeah,
like
we
a
love that.
store?
Absolutely, yes,
Okay.
you can definitely get it
Yeah,
in a
I've seen
store.
Montucky's
All right,
around.
I'm keeping an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're very cheap,
Preston.
very affordable.
Have you ever had Malort?
I have not. Although with the
Okay,
ease
so-
he just put that back, I'm now fascinated
No,
to try.
he is clearly a veteran.
Oh, no.
Jose works as a bartender. For those who don't know, so a bartender in Chicago.
A bartender
He's
in
had his fair
Chicago.
share of Malort.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you do have to be able to down it. But it is a notorious shot, that's for sure.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend. Some people do like it. I am told.
I've
But
acquired
I
a
was
taste.
told by.
Yeah,
Okay, you have. Okay.
yes.
So I have a very dear bartender friend who also is in Chicago, and she introduced me to I guess the rite of passage that the first time you ever have Malort, you're supposed to immediately describe how it tastes to you.
Yes.
Did you do this, Jose? Do you remember
Absolutely.
what your description was?
wow.
Okay.
I remember the first time I did Malort, it was record store day. I was working for Smart Punk Records, and my buddy brought a bottle down from Chicago and was like, "You have to taste this. It's great." So obviously I was like, okay, great. We were doing an overnight shift, so I was intrigued. It tastes like a burnt tire to me.
That's exactly what I said.
You said burnt
Yes,
tire?
That's exactly what I
That's
said.
amazing.
I said burnt tires. Yeah.
like burnt rubber with a hint of like bitter grapefruit. If you wanted to be,
I didn't even get the grapefruit.
yeah, if you wanted to be, like
Snooty.
nice about it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's pretty awful. I think after your first 15 shots, you'll start to be like, oh, it's like tequila,
Well, so yeah, what is it? What is it like adjacent to? Like, is it adjacent?
Well, the
to
thing is,
tequila, or?
No, it's its own kind of liqueur. It's wormwood based liquor. The folk tale that they tell is that the guy who made it used to, chew so much tobacco that it was the only thing he could taste.
Oh,
So
Wow.
and yet
it's got a
here
very
we are.
lingering taste that stays on your mouth. Yeah, it's. But I mean, if you're in Chicago, you got to do it. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
If you let the bartender in Chicago know that you're a tourist, they will pour you a shot of Malort.
Okay. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
down. The name is the Swedish word for wormwood, which is a problem for me.
Makes sense.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
make it sound particularly appetizing.
No, it doesn't. And listen, it lives up to that name.
It does.
All right.
Let me assure you.
Well, cool. I'm super excited then.
Yeah, something to tick off the bucket list for you.
Exactly.
Preston, we spent the episode talking about alcohol so far, but I know our draft has absolutely nothing to do with that. What are we drafting tonight?
Tonight we are drafting the best 80s movies specifically to watch on a plane. Now, as our little twist here, this to me seems like a lighter one. This is like a 2 of 10 on the twistiness scales, but it does immediately disqualify some really great 80s movies that are on my list, which maybe we can get to later in the episode. But what I was first thinking about here, okay, Jose, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 30 years old.
Okay, I'm turning 30 in 2 weeks. Daniel is 30. I feel like
Welcome.
80s movies in particular were chosen by our parents for us to like. Maybe more so than on this show we've done 90s movies. I think we've certainly talked about other decades. This now we're getting back to a time where none of us were around when these were like super popular. So we've had to be very intentional about building out this list. Do you guys feel the same way?
Did your parents ever show you these films though? Like my dad was a very big action movie guy. So 80s action movies are a very nostalgic part of my upbringing. Like Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, these guys were integral in my childhood. Do you guys not feel the same way?
Not really. I mean, a couple. There's a particular franchise that we'll get to later that is like one of my dad's favorite sets. So there was a moment where he's like, "Sit down, boy. We're watching all of these."
Okay. Ooh.
But honestly,
I have an
that's
idea
kind
as
of,
to what it could be.
Yeah, that's kind of it. There are some others that were sort of shown to me, but honestly, it was more of they would buy them because they were nostalgic, and then I would sneak the VHS out of the VHS drawer and like go down into the basement and sort of watch them on my own. Like I think for most of these movies, I watched them alone for the first time.
Okay.
Really?
Well, how old are your parents?
Oh, they're up there.
Because you're saying like you're okay.
When was the Hoover administration? No, I mean they're regular
They're up
parents.
there?
They're regular parents.
Okay. Well, I have young parents, so like my dad was in his teens in the 80s, so I think they had a very profound effect on him.
Yeah, it was not that.
My dad
not
was
that
born
way
in
for us.
1954.
My dad was born
Okay,
in
gotcha.
1954. I had no idea, Dan. Look at that.
Wow.
And then I don't know
do you
when
mean?
my mom was born, but she has told me at one point that
How do you know when your
I
parents
don't
were
want to
born?
know. It's impolite to ask. I don't know when my mom was born, but she has told me before.
You
that
don't
she
ask a lady when they're born.
No, Dan. She has told me before that she remembers the Kennedy assassination. So that sort of narrows it down to a certain time because it's both in question that she might not remember it, but she does. So that gives me like a range to choose from.
So she's in like that 5 to 6 range.
Probably.
4 to 6.
Probably.
All right. My list is a lot of movies I grew up watching for sure.
Okay.
Plus some
So,
ones that we did.
can I ask you guys something here? What kind of movies are you guys looking to watch in the liminal space that is airplane transport.
Airplane transport.
Okay, well here is. I don't want to give too much away about my strategy here, so I will reframe the question as such, because this is one that I wanted to ask. Thank you for reminding me, Jose. Do you guys have any like movies that you vividly remember watching?
Like on a plane?
Yeah. I have a couple. Well, I'll buy you guys time and give you mine
go ahead.
That I vividly remember watching on a plane. The first one is Rampage. The Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
yes,
wow,
like monster.
You know, the Dwayne The Rock Johnson blockbuster.
Yeah. Honestly, it's in my opinion a perfect watch on a plane movie. Absolutely perfect.
Okay, now I'm getting an idea.
I thoroughly enjoyed that experience.
Now I'm getting an idea of what you look for in a plane experience.
Yeah. So that one was great, and then the other total opposite of the spectrum, Paddington 2.
Ooh.
And I had not seen Paddington 1, but I had heard Paddington 2 was great and better than Paddington 1, which it is. And I
totally agree.
It's such a good movie.
It's so good.
I fucking cried on an airplane.
They're
watching
both
Paddington 2.
incredible. Don't get me wrong, but Paddington 2 perfected the formula.
Yeah. They are both good. Paddington 1 is good. Paddington 2 is great, fantastic.
I think if I'm remembering right, the only one I can really remember, because I just didn't grow up. I grew up reading books on planes and not watching movies. The only one I can really listen. It was usually for school because I was behind on something. I'm not an avid reader, or I wasn't back then at least. The one that most immediately jumped to mind was, I'm pretty sure my wife and I watched How to Train Your Dragon on our way to our honeymoon, which I had actually never seen.
Also a great movie.
Yeah, and it was a great plane watch. Yeah, fabulous. But I think I sort of don't like watching movies alone, so I refrain from watching movies on planes when I can.
Interesting.
I also don't regularly watch movies on airplanes. Normally I'll have, even though I just called you out for this, I'll have a book or my iPad or something and read a comic book or manga or whatever. But the one that I can remember is The Hangover Part 3.
Oh, that's a risky choice.
Yeah. I don't even know why they offered it. Like, it was on the little touch screen there.
Yeah, it was probably censored as hell, too.
Yeah, which is another thing I think about when you watch something on a plane. You have to be wary of the eyes around you, because people are going to be... I know I do it when I look at people's choices when I'm on a plane.
You see other people are watching, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it leads me to think that, like, when it comes down to our choices... Are we thinking of things that are going to be, outlandish, inappropriate? You do have to kind of censor yourself on a plane, right?
You do. Yeah, that was definitely a factor for me.
I don't censor myself ever. So...
Hey, well, Jose, we do try to be a family podcast.
Yeah. I'd like to have something that I've seen before so that I can fall asleep if I need to. Because I know what's going to happen, so it's relaxing. I also get very anxious on planes, so that's probably quite an influence here too. I'm a bad flyer.
So on the last plane ride I was on, which was actually a couple weeks ago, I was in New York for a little bit. The guy directly next to me chose to watch Seven while on his which is crazy.
That's a rough choice.
Yeah, and he proceeded to fall asleep throughout the entire thing.
What?
And so then I ended up watching Seven without audio. The entirety of the plane.
Well, that was an experience.
I
was just like, this is when he says, "What's in the box?"
He's about to do it.
All right, for our 80s movie draft, our draft order, Jose gets the first pick.
Oh.
I get the second pick. Preston gets the third pick. And then, of course, as always, snake style draft. So reverse order on even rounds. That, as always, determined by random.org.
Pressure's on.
So, Jose, if we're all square with what this draft is, why don't you get us started with the first pick?
I'm ready to go. And I realize that a plane might be the worst place to choose a movie that has to do with a quote-unquote terrorist attack. But...
All right. What do we got?
But
where you're going with this.
I can't help but choose Die Hard. Die Hard is the greatest movie that you can watch on a plane, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Also, ever.
it was in my S tier for sure. It does feel like a very plain movie. I mean, another one that comes to mind for me as an airplane movie, great airplane movie, was The Meg, the Jason Statham.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Megalodon flick. Yeah. So, like, they weren't really making movies like that in the 80s, at least that I was aware of. But, I just want that, like, that great action movie that you can pay attention to without having to catch every little detail. And
also, I don't know how long your plane ride is, right? But it's a tight 90. It's an hour and a half. You can watch the entire thing on a short plane ride.
You can get it from Atlanta to DC and just nail out Die Hard real quick.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? I've never thought about this because I've only ever really watched Die Hard on TV, where it's stretched out to be like 2.5 hours long. So I'm kind of shocked to hear that it's a 90-minute film.
It's a 90-minute film. Yes,
that's what makes it so good.
Without commercial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. My family watches it every Christmas day.
Let's not get into this. I don't want to get into this.
It's a Christmas movie.
That's a conversation.
No, can we not go down this stupid, absolutely
that's for another drafted pod, right? A Christmas movie drafted pod.
What makes a Christmas movie? I swear we've already had this conversation. Daniel, we've been doing the show so long that we're starting to overlap on our own content. This is a problem.
Why are any of you still?
I brought it up though for what it's worth. I think that makes it a little bit more,
acceptable.
You could watch it. You could watch it. When you're flying home for the holidays.
Put you right in the family spirit.
Which is exactly how the movie starts.
It is true. It'll put you in the spirit to rescue your estranged ex-wife.
Correct.
From a tall business tower.
The parallels.
And a savvy terrorist named Hans Gruber.
I think this is a great pick, Jose. I think it going first overall makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
And so to follow that, I think I'm going to go right in a similar vein. You mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger as one of your one of the things you were raised on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Arnold Schwarzenegger, the absolute king of great action movies, I'm going Terminator with my first.
Yes,
pick.
Nice. This is just
great choice.
You two goons. Listen, the screen is like 6 inches across. Do you really want to watch a big blockbuster action movie on a tiny ass?
Do you know how many pixels Terminator was shot in, Preston?
That's true. Maybe 6-inch screen is the ideal viewing experience. That movie's only got 8 pixels. 8 pixels in the whole movie.
It was shot on film, and I'll watch all 35 millimeter on that tiny little screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess so. I get it. I'm just not. If I'm on a plane, I'm not in the mood to watch a big, bombastic.
I don't know why, but it works. There's something about it.
Also, it's a rewatchable. You've seen it before. It's like a comfort film at this point,
Yeah, Terminator, very comforting. Definitely not as we inch closer to the very firm reality. It's going to get less comforting by the day.
Wait, are you one of those AI is real guys? And you think we're going to have Terminator?
Well, hold on. I mean, Jose, hold on. It is real.
You're right. AI
I'm
is
not one
real,
of those.
We haven't put it into a body yet.
I am an AI truther in that I do believe it does in fact exist. But I'm not one of those that thinks it's gonna like eat civilization alive or something like that. I don't think that's
you're not one of those Skynet. It's a matter of time.
Well, and also here's the thing: had we had discovered time travel, do we really think the last 6 years would have been as bad as they were? Somebody would have had a good head on their shoulders and been like, let's just break the escalator or something.
And here's the scary thing: maybe this is the best time.
Oh God. That's a problem.
Yeah. All right, Preston. Now is your time to shake it off.
Okay.
You get back-to-back selections.
All right. I think 80s-wise, the action genre is deep. I have one that I really, really want because it's a personal favorite, and I'm thinking it will get back to me. So I'm going to take a non-action movie that I think is very valuable because there are so few that I think work well on a plane setting. Infinitely rewatchable, this film.
Oh no, I'm scared.
I'm taking Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, That's a good
Good,
pick.
that's
But
a good
I was more worried about a different one.
Okay. It's just this is more the vibe I'm going for on the plane. It's very feel good.
Yeah.
I've seen it a bunch already, so I sort of know the major plot points. But it's just it just leaves you with such a nice feeling, and you land better than you took off. You know.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to Chicago.
Oh, that's
You're gonna
true.
see all
Very
those landmarks there,
Chicago-centric
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
As all of John Hughes' movies were, but this one more so than any of them, I would say.
Can you believe his buddy grew up to run Waystar Royco in Succession? That's wild, man. What a come up for that guy who broke his dad's really nice car.
Did Connor really
I-
run Waystar Royco though? Come on.
That's true.
Oof.
Great point.
He didn't get it in the end. I know that. I didn't watch.
Spoilers.
I did not watch Succession, but I did read lots of think pieces about the series finale.
You
Why'd
did
you
that
do that if you
before
didn't watch
watching
it?
this?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna watch it. I saw
Well, why'd you read
I
all the
watched
think
the first
pieces?
episode and a half because I was curious how it ended.
All right. Are you going to do that with Game of Thrones too?
I'm speechless. I'm genuinely speechless about that.
No, listen. This is the weird thing about me. Okay, so I know when I don't want to watch something, I try to watch a show. I don't like shows about bad people, and that is very much is what
That is what that is.
around
Yes.
there, yeah.
Yes.
So I didn't want to watch the show.
I mean, they run a Fox News analog. They're not good
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew I didn't want to watch the show, but like I've been so inundated with people tweeting and stuff about the last season. I was like, well, I'm kind of curious at this point how it ends. So I read to find out how it ends.
I'm still a little perturbed that you have not watched Ted Lasso, but we can save that conversation for later.
I watched a little bit of Ted Lasso.
Okay.
I watched like 4 episodes.
Didn't grip you?
Didn't grip me.
Wow.
Do you have a heart?
No. Famously not.
I mean, I enjoyed the episodes of Ted Lasso that I watched, but it just didn't make me like really want to watch more. I'm just not a very big television watcher.
For what it's worth,
it's like too much.
I'm not
too much
gonna.
commitment for me.
I'm not going to pay for Apple TV just for Ted Lasso. Like
also that.
Yeah,
Fair.
I'm gonna pay for
Totally
Apple TV
fair.
for Severance.
Absolutely. There you go. God, that show's
Right, I
good.
do think.
Oh my god.
So good.
I do think Ferris Bueller is a great pick here, Preston. It
Thank
was
you.
high on my list as well. Eminently rewatchable, very easy, very funny.
Yeah.
Classic.
Great
This
pick.
is definitely one of the ones that I was raised on by my parents.
Absolutely. All right. Then with the next one here, I do want an action movie. I'm going to take a lot of fans with this one.
Are you?
Yes, I am. And you tell me I'm not going to. I dare you to. I'm going to take The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
Okay.
great pick.
Obviously, I have some choices here. And I actually probably just 2. I think it's Empire and Return of the Jedi, right, Dan? I think so.
Yeah.
We're both 80s. But this one I feel like is the better plane movie. Couldn't tell you why.
Oh, that's right, because episode 4 came out in the 70s.
Yeah,
didn't it?
76 maybe?
I could tell you why it's better.
Tell me.
Because it's the better movie.
Well, yeah, it is the better movie, but like as a
It's
plane
the better
movie,
movie.
I mean, maybe it's just easier to take the better movie.
Yeah, I think it's as simple as that.
Is it going to bother me that I
between
can't?
5 and 6.
Yeah. Is it going to bother me that I can't watch
Oh.
the conclusion of that arc?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think so.
You know how it ends.
No, I do know.
No,
how it ends.
especially because you. Yeah, exactly. And even if you didn't, I mean, I think one thing that the first 3 Star Wars films all do very well is they end on like
I don't know.
a way that is worthy of the films.
If you're telling me somebody could watch Empire and be like, I feel pretty good about where that left off. I feel like they set up a lot of threads.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm okay with the way this ends.
But the film wraps up as an individual entity well.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Like, yes, it leaves a lot of questions. But
I think about the fact that these are all 80s movies, and like I think we've all watched these before. Like it goes back to rewatchability, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think on a plane you want to watch something that you've seen before, that you know how it's going to make you feel, and that you could potentially fall asleep to.
Yeah, dude, this is very fall asleepable.
You're never falling asleep. Really? I'm never falling asleep. Empire Strikes Back.
What?
Well, listen, I mean, we all know it doesn't hold a candle to Rise of Skywalker, so you put that on, I am glued to the set.
Undeniable masterpiece by
Yep.
J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
You guys have all been spending too much time with John Wolfe.
Suddenly Palpatine is back. Suddenly he's back, Dan. What a great and well-rehearsed plot twist.
So well written.
boy.
So well written. No notes.
No notes. No notes.
This is a great pick. I had Star Wars Episode 4 on my list, and I just remembered that.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Because of this conversation that it didn't come out in the 80s, which is fair. But that then removes my internal debate about which movie I was going to go with here. I'm taking one that is maybe the most rewatchable movie.
Whoa.
It's up there. If you were asking me like most rewatchable movies, this one would be top 5.
Okay.
It's great. It hits every genre you could ever want.
Oh,
Incredible
I know what
characters.
This is. I know exactly what you're going
It's
for.
delightful. It's funny. Good
I have
action.
no idea
It
where you're
has
going.
Everything you could want in a movie. I'm picking Princess Bride.
Yeah. Is that what you thought I was going to take with Ferris Bueller's?
That's.
I had them in the same bucket.
Yeah.
And God, Princess Bride is good.
It's so good.
On a
My name
plane,
is Inigo
somebody's going to
Montoya.
see you watching that, and they're going to get
And wanna
jealous
come watch with me?
immediately. They're going to just be like,
Somebody might give you their number.
Ooh, look at that! Yeah, this is a man of taste.
Ask like swap seats.
Wow.
So they can watch with me. Yeah. Yeah. I recently watched Princess Bride in my Discord with members of my Twitch community, and a couple of them had never seen it before.
Whoa.
And that was like one of the best experiences, was watching Princess Bride with someone who had not seen it.
That's so good.
That is a movie that I wish I could see for the first time again.
Yeah.
You know, because especially as an adult, I feel like it would really hit me as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick.
So good. It's a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie. All right, Jose, you got back-to-back picks here, my friend.
Okay. Oh, wow. Back to back. Okay, I got to think about this
Yep.
then. Actually, this is great because I was in between two movies.
There you go. You can take them both.
Exactly. So I will take them both. My first pick will be Airplane. Seems like the perfect movie for a plane ride, right?
I have a question.
It really is.
Okay, hit me.
There is a part of that movie where the plane begins to crash.
Yes.
That not gonna spike you just a little bit on that plane?
It has not stopped me before.
Ugh.
I did just say
They make it out okay, don't they?
My first rule
Yeah.
of airplane movies is I can't watch a movie where an airplane goes down.
Really? I would literally watch the one where Denzel like saves the day. on an
Delta was
airplane.
offering Sully on one of their flights. I was like, absolutely the hell not. Are you kidding me? Even Empire Strikes Back is pushing it a little bit because he crashes into the swamp or whatever. That's still a little triggering. Still a little triggering. Don't know about that.
I could do it. For Airplane, I could do it.
right.
Supposedly, that is the movie with the most jokes per minute or something. So
not surprising.
I'll
It's one
take
of the funniest
Airplane.
movies of all time, for sure.
Yeah, I'll take Airplane. And I might as well just throw my next pick in right now, which is Top Gun.
Ooh, is that an 80s movie? How did I miss that?
Yes, it is.
It's
1985.
definitely an 80s movie.
Oh
Definitely an 80s
my
movie.
god. Oh.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how you missed that.
1986.
It's like quintessential 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
a
fun.
quintessential Thompson household movie for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Boy.
You saw that a lot growing up?
That was one of the ones where Dad said, "Sit down, you're watching this movie."
It's his dad's favorite movie, apparently.
I think
Wow.
he has said that. Yeah.
So your
Which,
dad went and saw Maverick in theaters, I'm sure.
Yes. But the fact that he likes the original better tells you everything you need to know about Gary Thompson.
No, come on. He's a complicated man.
Okay, but listen, Top
deserves
Top
more than
Gun
that.
again. A man dies in a plane in Top Gun.
Again,
Could-
that's
could
not
be
going to
you.
stop me.
Could be you.
I think you're projecting your anxiety over flying here, Preston.
Yes,
Yes.
I definitely am.
It's the safest form of travel. Or is that just
It is.
cliche
It's safer
that
than
we've
driving
been
your
fed?
car.
No, I guess.
Far more people die and drive in car crashes than plane crashes.
Yes, but those aren't
every year.
The floor doesn't suddenly give out when you're riding in a car. You don't suddenly hit 0G with no warning.
Yeah. Every time you
Right,
get in the
every
car,
time-
they're not like, "Hey, make sure you buckle your
Yeah.
seatbelts. These things
Exactly.
are gonna fall from the ceiling."
If you got into a car
Oxygen-
and they immediately said your seat can be used as a life preserver, you would want to get in the car less
Yeah.
often.
Very true, very true. But if there was a way for me to go, I would want to be one of those like planes that just goes missing.
Like a lost situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it would just be mysterious and cool. They're like, whatever happened to Jose? I don't know. His plane just went missing.
His plane just went to the Bermuda
People
Triangle
love
and
you.
never came back.
Wouldn't that be
People
awesome?
who-
Well, he's saying
No, for
he's
who?
saying for a way to go, Dan. Come on. He's not saying
For,
like
for
he's
me,
gonna hop
for
on
my
it tomorrow.
legacy. For my legacy. And then they would do like an empty grave or something where they would just be
Okay.
like, Jose, 1992, question mark?
Question mark?
All right, you're talking about legacy here. Name one person who was on the airplane that last disappeared.
Touche.
Okay. People remember the plane.
I've been trying to think of the number. It's like M13.
It's
I couldn't even tell you.
Evangeline Lilly
Yeah.
from Lost, right? She was one of them.
Correct. And
She's in Lost,
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah. There's
No,
two,
no.
Dan.
How did we get here? Why are we talking?
I don't know.
about
This
Lost?
is your show. You got to get control.
After Top Gun was picked. I'm trying right now.
Because people crash
you-
in planes every day. That's how, Dan.
I don't really like.
No,
Top
they
Gun that
don't.
much.
No, they don't. People don't crash in planes every day.
I don't really like Top Gun.
I'm trying to decide which one of these beats I want to go for. I'm at a fork in the road. Do people crash in planes every day? Daniel doesn't like Top Gun. You know what,
This is
Dan?
good for me.
I think Top Gun is fine. I think Top Gun Maverick is very, 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 very good.
That one I still haven't seen.
Okay, but I'm sort of with you. I think Top Gun it's good, but it's
Preston, for what it's worth, 4.4 plane crashes happen every day.
per day. Wait,
In
Yeah.
the world,
So it's
4
like,
plane
there are
crashes a day?
There are 1,622 plane crashes a year, which comes out to be 4.4 crashes a day.
that probably includes like little biplanes and stuff, though. You don't-
Yes, it
You
does.
could be in
Yes,
one
it
of
does.
those,
It's not
Dan.
like
You don't
commercial
know.
plane.
What? Just don't do one of those. Don't be in one of those. All right? Who's kidnapping you and making you fly to St. Louis in a fucking little tiny private hopper plane? No one.
Also, it's crazy to me that there are like actors like I don't know, just like Paul Rudd that is like, yeah, I just got my pilot's license. I just flew
That is
here from
crazy.
LA.
Those dudes are in the
insane.
sky, and you're telling me the sky is safe?
Yeah, don't
If
like
I
Paul
had the
Rudd.
money, I could fly a plane. Would you get on a plane with me?
No.
No, definitely
Absolutely not. You shouldn't.
After seeing
That's
you take
crazy.
your 5th shot of Malort, no, thank you.
Yeah, no way. No
Yeah,
shot in hell.
I just pass the bottle over to you while you're sitting in the cockpit with me. That's crazy.
It's like half empty. I saved some for you.
Yeah,
What is,
Bite down on
what is
this.
this episode?
there's no backwash.
I
I
don't-
promise.
I don't know. I don't know what's become of this show. I don't know what's happened.
You
here.
lost it like at episode 3.
I know. I'm gonna try to get back on track here by making a draft selection. And I'm gonna take Raiders of the Lost Ark
No! Daniel!
Good choice. Good choice.
because I think I get a lot of the. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars more than Indiana Jones, but I don't know why. I can't explain this. I can't articulate it. But for some reason,
That's great for a
Raiders of the Lost Ark
podcast,
feels-
Daniel.
I know. Listen, I run into this problem every show. But for some reason, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is more of an airplane movie than any Star Wars movie.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
that make sense to
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
else?
it
It
does.
does.
Yes.
It does. I don't know
Yes.
why, but you're right. It does.
Yes.
I can't articulate it either, but I think you're
I
right.
also can't articulate it. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm glad at least the three of us are all on the same page.
Well, because I'm pretty sure there's a plane crash in both Temple of Doom and Little Last Crusade. So
I know that I think there's definitely plane
There's a
flying in
blimp
Raiders of the
crash
Lost Ark.
in Last Crusade. I think.
well, You know why these are a good movie? Because they do that thing where you can like click and see how far your flight path is. They do that in Indiana Jones. Where
They track you across the map. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's a better plane movie. It's about traveling the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that movie's about.
I'm very upset by this because my heart was telling me to take a Indiana Jones movie in the first round, but I didn't think you were that high on them. So I was sort of testing the odds that they would make their way back to me, and they nearly did.
I'm sorry, man. I will say this is the only one that I would want to take, I think.
Really?
Temple of Doom is like too gory.
Yes.
So what do you mean? You don't like the face melting off the skull? Like, I think that's
that's Raiders.
That is a lot of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That is
Raiders. But Temple of Doom.
No, in Temple of Doom, they hold up a
guy.
guy's head, don't they? Like,
and they pull his heart out of his chest.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
a
right. Yes.
But you get short round, so that's fun.
You do get short
round. Yeah, okie dokie, Dr. Jones. And he's made quite a comeback, so that's a pretty good pick. He has made quite a
comeback. We love it. I think in the spirit of the competition, I'm not going to take an Indiana Jones movie other than that.
I think you can.
I don't know.
You can. I don't think you really want to be honest.
Well, I personally like Last Crusade better than Raiders, but I've sort of come to an understanding that I'm going to be alone in that feeling, and like that's fine. That's like a Preston take. I don't necessarily believe that it's like better. I just like it more.
Hashtag Preston take.
It's a Preston take, and only Preston has to believe it for it to be valid. I like it better.
Well, I'm assuming that's why they call it a Preston take.
Yeah, because it's just mine. I don't know. The weird thing is, Raiders feels a little lonely, and Last Crusade, Sean Connery just brings in so much.
Here, I'll tell you why you like.
He's big. He's big in Last Crusade. I won't disagree with you.
It's you know what, this is making a lot of sense.
Okay, hit me.
Okay, this movie feels like it was formative in your opinion that dads are life's greatest sidekicks.
Now that you say that, let's examine my other two draft picks up to this point. Empire Strikes Back, Betrayal from Father. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Betrayal of Father. I took all dad's movies.
You're so right.
I'm more identifying with the friend who wrecks his dad's car in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Both of those movies have a big, daddy doesn't like me component.
I'm a big fan of the father story in movies. It's no secret.
If you want to make Jose cry,
yes,
you got to make it a daddy movie.
That's movie. For sure.
Sean Connery is a Indiana Jones sidekick, and he is a great one.
Yeah.
Dads are like their go.
For his way of speaking alone.
Oh, nice.
It just reeks of sidekick, doesn't it?
Reeks of sidekick.
Sean Connery, notorious sidekick.
Yeah.
Just like Short Round.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you why, but I like Last Crusade better.
That's why.
You just told us.
Well, and I find
sense.
The origin stuff with Indy at the beginning of that movie really cute. In a way that I don't really like it in other movies, but I sort of like that they go back to his teenage years and they show how he got his whip and his hat and all that. It's cute. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I kind of here's the deal, Dan. If I don't take Last Crusade, you don't take Return of the Jedi. You do a handshake agreement.
Boy, that's not a good trade for me.
All right, well then fine. You just know though that if you take Return of the Jedi later, you broke the spirit of an agreement.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Okay. Jose's going to take them both.
I didn't have it on my list.
He's going to take both of them.
Yeah.
Back to back.
You guys aren't even ready.
And that's why he's going to win.
No, I think that means Indiana Jones as a franchise is off the table.
I think so.
Sure.
And I think Star
cool
Wars
with
is
that.
the same.
Also Star Wars, yeah. But also Return of the Jedi isn't even that good.
All right.
There's a take.
Let's not go
spicy.
Down that path. Let's not go down that path.
Spicy.
All right.
Woo!
Preston, before anything else is said on that topic,
you can't take some of these words back.
Why don't you give us the last pick of the first half here?
Well, my whole plan's sort of ruined. Indiana Jones, by the way, is the
Sorry.
favorite movie franchise, I think, of Father Thompson, which is the one I had to sit down and
Wow.
watch. I think I watched
not what I
all
would've
three of
guessed.
them back to back.
When you were teeing that up, I thought you were going for Die Hard.
No, definitely not. Way too violent, Daniel. Come on.
It's Die Hard 1 is great, but like the franchise as a whole,
Goes downhill in a hurry.
yeah, it goes downhill real quick.
Yep. And everybody loves Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or whatever the hell it's called in Indiana Jones.
Oh, undeniable
Are they
masterpiece.
making another one?
Yeah, how do we feel
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
Dial of Destiny or whatever the hell it's
I'm
called?
glad
'Cause
you brought that up.
I'm sort of terrified that it's going to be awful, and I'm never going to want to see it.
Well, you know, it's helmed by James Mangold, who made arguably the best X-Men movie of all, which is Logan.
Ooh, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
didn't
which
know
is a
that.
great sign, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge is in it, who is
Yeah,
awesome in
love her.
Fleabag.
Incredible.
But I think that personally, I think the Indiana Jones franchise should have stayed in the past.
Ooh, it belongs in a museum.
Correct. Yeah. No pun intended.
Nice.
Let's go. Preston walks
Nicely
away.
done.
Preston just walked away.
Well
He's
done.
done. The podcast is over.
Sorry, that joke was too good.
Yeah, I don't know if you can bring it back and, you know, like breathe life into it.
Yeah, I sort of agree.
Again. Yeah, I
don't
think it's
know.
going to be a tough sell, but I guess we'll see.
I want another handshake agreement with you. I'm just making deals tonight, Jose. If
Okay.
this qualifies under your show, I want to come on and talk about it.
I would love that.
Even if you have a
we're
much
talking
more
about Indiana
professional
Jones.
person, yes. Even if you have a much more professional person come on, I'm going to send you a voice memo that you can just play at the end of the show.
Preston, have you listened to the podcast? It's me and John.
That's true. What sort of standards do we even have left here?
Preston, you are a true podcast pro at this point. Like, that's inarguable.
I am. I don't like it.
Or are you like
My
are you
coworkers-
guesting all over the place?
My coworkers have started discovering
Yes.
my other shows, and it's gotten me in some trouble. Lord help me
Oh,
when they
no.
find this one. Oh boy. Ugh. Like some elected official is going to come in and just say, "Step into my office. You really fucking think Last Crusade can hold a candle to Raiders of the
Holding a
Lost
drafted
Ark?"
poster.
Yeah. It's like, are you
is
this
this?
Preston Thompson?
Is this you?
No, he just sounds
He
just
sounds
like
just
me.
like me and holds all the same opinions.
Well, now that you guys are on TikTok, like, you know,
Oh, God.
everybody knows. Everybody knows your
Everybody
face
knows.
is on there
The
too.
cat's out of the talk is out of the bag.
Mm-hmm. The TikTok.
This isn't going to
yeah,
work.
sounded
Yeah,
bad.
nope.
The
nope.
TikTok.
You're not going to get into it. Nope.
I tried to find it while I was
Nope.
starting the sentence,
Nope,
but it
we're
did
done.
not come. Yeah,
We're done.
The TikTok is on the clock.
Sure. Those are words that rhyme.
It's it's my best attempt at that.
All right. Well, I'm
Whose
taking,
turn is
Let's
it?
let's just move on, Jose.
know.
Let Preston take the last pick of the draft here. We'll take a
Last
breather.
pick of
We'll
the
gather
draft.
ourselves. The first half of the draft here.
All right. I taking another feel-good action movie that just screams 80s to me. Back to the Future.
Son of a bitch.
I actually haven't seen this movie that much. I think I've probably only seen it once or twice, maybe. But like, I do remember just absolutely loving it. So like, that's another added benefit actually to bring it on the plane. Is like gives me another excuse to watch it. But I like, there's nothing wrong here, right? Just it's gonna be great.
Level with you guys.
Level with me.
This is an
Hold
incredible
on,
pick.
hold on, Jose. He's leveling. He's leveling.
I think it is. I think it is a good pick. I think a lot of people will see this pick and be thrilled with it.
Uh-oh.
Back to the Future has never done it for me.
Oh, canceled.
Wow.
Canceled.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Oh
I don't know why.
God.
It's like I don't know if I just like Michael J. Fox just doesn't resonate with me. Like I think it's fine,
Doesn't resonate.
but
with
it's
you.
never. It's never been like I've never understood why it's such a humongous phenomenon.
Doesn't resonate with you. Fucking
Yeah, I don't know.
Roger Ebert over here.
What is it? You've never wanted to fuck your mom? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
Dan.
That's-
Come on. It's a tale as old as time.
I can say
You know?
without qualification that no, I have not. It's a weird scene. It's a
It
weird
is a weird
scene.
scene. But it's a great movie.
One of my favorite little like facts of when they were writing this movie is they were very much stuck on that scene, and when they chanced upon the line, "It feels like I'm kissing my brother," they felt like they had a breakthrough, which is crazy in hindsight because it seems like the most obvious fucking thing to do.
Oh my god. But I'm just imagining somebody on set, somebody says it feels like I'm kissing my brother, and somebody's like, wait, pull that thread. Follow that moment.
Michael, say that.
Say it again.
Say that.
Are we rolling? Or did we get it? Did we just get it? Are we rolling?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
We're going to make so much goddamn money.
I do think it's a good pick. I mean, it's
clearly
I think it's
one of the most iconic films of all time. Yeah.
It's a great pick.
Classic. Probably would be a lot of people's first pick, honestly.
It was one of my favorite movies growing up. And there
you go.
I love that film.
We're gonna take a breather here. We're at the halfway point of the draft. Here are the teams so far. Jose has Die Hard, Airplane, and Top Gun. I have Terminator, Princess Bride, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, while Preston has Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Back to the Future. Second half of the draft coming up in just a moment. Just a quick announcement in case you haven't already heard. We moved our merch store to a newer website called Fourth Wall. Thanks to everyone who supported the launch of the new site last week. We can't wait to see you all in your new drafty gear. We've got some great new designs as well as some old favorites from the old shop for you guys who didn't quite get a chance to get this stuff there. If you're a Patreon supporter, you receive a discount code for the new merch as well as a chance to win some free stuff. It's a great time to become a supporter for the month if you aren't already. Link for the new store as well as the link to become a Patreon supporter will be in the show notes. Okay, we are back for the second half of the draft. Preston has the first pick of the fourth round.
I'm going to see if I can't make the same mistake twice, because I have one I really want, but I'm going to sleep on it because I don't think either of you two are going to grab it, and I can get it with my last pick. So I'm going to take another fan favorite that again, for something about it, that tells me if somebody were to see me watching this on a plane, they'd be just unbelievably jealous. And I'm going to take Ghostbusters.
We did have that.
It's strong. It's strong.
The first one is so good, too.
I know.
It's an absolute classic.
So good.
I know.
Do you have any, historical connection to this movie at all, Preston?
I think I've seen half of it maybe once.
What?
That should be disqualified as a pick, right? Like, I feel like at least you should have watched the movie.
I was hoping you guys would just move on and just be like, "Oh, good pick, Preston. Let's go to next pick here."
You're being noticeably quiet about it.
No, I mean, I of course know it's good, but I would like to have something available to me that I haven't necessarily seen all the way through.
Okay? Jose said something that I think is the most incorrect thing he said yet on this show.
Oh. Excuse me?
Which is that you have to have watched it or you're disqualified. I think you want to watch movies on a plane that you haven't seen before.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
I'll take a mix. Like, I know the basic plot points of Ghostbusters. But... people, fire station, ghosts, vacuum cleaners, big marshmallow. What more do I need?
I just have those plot points, but...
those are places, people, and things.
Those are just things you can surmise from
objects
the
in the film.
They are things I have surmised from the trailer, yes.
Yeah, you've got it. You've
pretty much got it.
Watch it.
You haven't even heard the theme song, have
there's
you?
There's a lovely little guy named Slimer. People are wondering who they should call.
How do
the
you
answer
even know
is
his name?
Ghostbusters.
I'm genuinely surprised.
Everyone knows
Yeah,
Slimer.
extended beyond
I don't think he's even called Slimer in the movie. So
no, I think he's just credited as that at the end, or it was like merchandise.
Maybe at the end, yeah.
I think merchandise named him. Yeah.
Yeah, they never give him a name in the actual movie. So.
Alrighty.
This is a great pick, Preston.
Thank you.
It's a great pick. It was on my high on my list for sure.
I'm feeling some type of way about it, but it was a great pick.
Excellent.
Jose is just devastated you've not seen
I
it
know.
before.
It's going on the list. Don't you worry.
All right, I'm going to take my movie that I've never seen.
Oh,
Because
What is
I
going
feel
on here?
like I feel like being in an airplane is a perfect setting for seeing a movie that you've heard a lot about or wanted to watch for a while but have just never gotten around to it because you've got nothing else to do.
You're right. It's a liminal
sitting on
space.
a
It's like
plane.
I might as well take the time, right?
but you're risking
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
that it
exactly.
turns into accidental pornography, and then you're that guy.
Mm.
3/4 of the way through the movie, like as is known in Ghostbusters, Bill Murray just starts having sex with a ghost, and it's really graphic. And everybody's gonna
Very
look at me
graphic.
and be like, "This dude in 33E is fucked up."
And
I
you're
can't
like,
believe
oh,
he
that
chose
must
to
be
watch
why they
this
call
on a
it
plane.
Ghostbusters.
Oh my god!
No. You didn't play Ghostbusters. You put it Ghostbusters.
Oh no! I accidentally took
parody,
the porno
unfortunately.
parody of Ghostbusters,
I thought
and
this
it
was a
took me
family
20
podcast.
minutes to realize what I had
Yeah.
done.
That's 20 minutes.
Yeah. How come that Ghostbusters coming to fix her plumbing? Wouldn't there be a ghost? Just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
now I know
boy.
the secret of the ooze.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, hey, that's Ghostbusters 2, please.
All right, I'm sorry, Dan.
but yeah, I'm No, you guys are good. I'm taking Blade Runner, which I know is like an iconic classic movie, but I've never seen it, and I've always kind of wanted to, but I've just never just sat down and done it. And now
Great
I'm doing it on
choice.
an airplane.
A great choice. One of my favorite films of all time.
It's very good.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
Very good.
does not strike me as a plane movie.
Yeah,
It does
maybe not.
not strike me as a plane movie either. However, if you watch it on a plane
Listen,
for the
I'm just
first
listen,
time,
I'm taking my opportunity.
you might
taking my
love
opportunity to
something
watch
new.
it.
You know what, though?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, so much of that movie is just vibes that if you had, like, your bag of peanuts or something, they're going to do a 60-second shot just to set you the vibe of the city in the rain.
Yeah.
And you can just take a second and fiddle with your bag of peanuts. It's such a slow burn that you're not going
It
to
is.
accidentally look out the window and miss some sort of jump scare or something. So
And if it was like a cross country or international flight, you could definitely get through the whole thing in one shot.
I forgot, it's pretty long, right?
It's almost
Yeah.
3 hours long.
As long
but-
as you're flying to space, you'll be just fine.
Flying West Coast, easy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
east to west coast, easy. You could do it. That's a good choice as well.
There is no
Um,
worse feeling than having 30 minutes left in a movie and the plane lands in 20 minutes. You're like, oh
Yes.
God, how
And
do
you're
I
in
do
it.
this? Yeah, you're so
you're in it.
engrossed. You're like, oh no. And they turn it off
gotta
because you
budget
got a
your time better than
taxi, and it's like, oh no. Well, good news, everybody. We're going to get to the tarmac just a little bit early today. No!
No!
Slow it down! Why are we always in such
Be more
hurries?
fuel efficient, please!
Come on!
But you know what?
the earth.
You grab your like luggage from the overhead compartment. You walk out. You already forgot about it.
It is true.
You make it. You're on
You
your.
immediately
next,
forget
yeah,
about
you're
every
fine.
single thing that happened on that plane. Yeah.
There's something about plane movies, isn't there? They leave your brain right away. Unless it's Paddington 2, that one sticks with you forever.
Yes.
Yeah, or
Absolutely.
Hangover Part 3.
Paddington 2 really sticks
Yeah,
with me.
Paddington to do Hangover Part 3. Definitely the same.
Same genre of film,
Yeah,
even.
for sure.
Okay,
All right, Jose, what are your back-to-back picks?
I'm going with a complete vibe change here with my next pick, and I'm gonna go with When Harry Meets Sally, which is probably my
Ooh.
favorite rom-com of all time.
Hang on. You're gonna tell me that When Harry Meets Sally
I thought you were going
is
to...
your favorite rom-com.
I was going to let it slide, Dan.
When Harry Meets Sally.
When Harry meets.
No, it's When Harry Met
Meets
Sally.
It's Met Sally.
That's what I said.
No, you said
No.
When Harry Meets Sally. Preston, roll the tape.
Let's run it back. This is a podcast. We can I'm gonna go with When Harry Meets Sally. When Harry Met Sally is my next pick.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
I think we should lock him into taking When Harry Meets Sally, which is another very lesser-known porn parody.
Is that the
of When Harry Met
pornographic
Sally.
parody of that? Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's MEATS.
Daniel, why?
Oh no!
How is this not a thing? Stupid Google thinking I'm Googling the wrong thing.
Oh my god!
Can we start like a drafted production company where we just make these fake porn?
We just
parodies
sell
that
the
we're,
titles,
coming up with,
and then they have to do the rest.
Yeah, well, we
Oh my
you just
god!
copyright them, so they got to pay you whenever they think of him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the porn industry. They're really right on the cusp of making a When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, and and copyright law will stop them dead in their tracks.
Pay up.
Yeah.
I know HBO lets you get away with Game of Bones, but we're coming in. The Pied Piper's calling.
Harry meets who? No, not on my watch.
No. Nope. You better change a couple of the names in there.
Okay, next pick, Roadhouse. Going right back into the action movies. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. What a whiplash here. I'm just imagining you watching these in order. Top Gun. Then When Harry Met... Well, for Airplane, then Top Gun. Then When Harry Met Sally, then Roadhouse.
Wow. Harry meets
That's
Sally.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Harry meets
That's
Sally.
for yourself when you're in your hotel room for wherever you're flying to.
Sounds great to me though. That sounds like a solid lineup. I would watch that tonight.
I've never actually seen Roadhouse.
Yeah, me
Whoa,
neither.
you're missing out. We did it on the
I know it's like a
podcast.
cult
So
classic.
watch it and then listen to us talking about it on
Which
the ARC.
which
have
did
to
the
do
two of
that.
you side with?
Oh, I love the movie. I think it's an incredible film. So
All right, here's a question: have either of you ever sided with the critics, like when critics didn't like a movie? If critics say this is a bad movie and the audience loves it,
yeah, it's funny. It's generally I side with the critics and John sides.
and John's
the
a man of the
audience.
people,
You're the
yeah, he's a
snooty
man.
one.
He's more of a man of the people, and I'm more snooty. I would say, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember an example of where you sided with the critics?
Absolutely. So, like, I loved Banshees of Inisherin, and John thought it was the most boring movie of all time.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, what
I
an
loved it,
absolute
yeah.
rube he is. Get him out of here. It's so good.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was very
Such a
entertaining. But
beautiful
John
story.
loves to use it as an example of a shitty movie.
Hey, you know what? Did you think Banshees of Inisherin reminded you of Daniel and myself? It was the first thing I thought of when I watched it. I have myself as the
When the podcast opens and Preston, you're like, well, Daniel and I are not on the same page here. Then yes, absolutely.
Danny, me mother, she was nice. Me sister, she's nice, Danny.
I've not seen it, but I know enough about it. I'm guessing you're casting me as the Brendan Gleeson character.
Yeah, you're the one who would rather mutilate his own body than try and be loving for even a fucking second.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
Yeah, dude. Watch it and report back.
I'm guessing that you read a lot of articles about it, though.
It's true. That's one that I read the plot synopsis for that one. I read the plot synopsis.
You are
for that one.
so frustrating. You're such a frustrating person. You read the plot synopsis of Banshees of Inisherin? It's probably the most boring thing on the planet. Then he walks to the house and grabs the dog. Then he goes home, and there's a donkey.
I
He
didn't-
walks down the road again, and there's another donkey.
He throws 3 fingers at the door.
I didn't say I read the film script, Preston. I said I read the plot synopsis.
It's just so
So,
upsetting.
like, what are you gaining from that?
Yeah, what kind of
Daniel?
pleasure
Like,
do you get out of that, you sick fuck?
I get to know what happens without losing 2 hours of my life.
But
Oh my god. It's gaining 2 hours of your life. Ugh.
I mean, maybe I'll watch it at some point, but probably not.
Okay, well. That's, you know what? That's what Brendan Gleeson's character in the fucking Banshees of Inisherin would say, so.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got me pegged.
You know what? Now I'm seeing a lot more parallels between you guys Brendan Colin Farrell.
You're seeing it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm remembering now that it's my pick. I'm just gonna go with Karate Kid here. I think,
Nice.
Oh, good choice. Good choice.
Classic.
which it's just a classic. Another movie. It's one of those movies where when you see it on TV, I feel like you gotta watch it at least for a few of the iconic scenes, and that's kind of the perfect movie for watching on a plane. You get the wax on, wax off. You get the flying crane at the end. Those iconic moments.
I have memories of my sister and I doing the flying crane to each other and like 25
That doesn't sound like it ended very well for either of you.
Yeah. Okay, you stand there, and I'm gonna kick you in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Now,
when you lose
don't move.
staying home by yourself privileges.
Oh man. 2 picks to round out my team.
Yeah, your final selections.
Yep. Going with an absolute classic, and another, again, here's, I think, part of this theme with most of these. I want to land in a really good mood. I want to be like, wow,
Yeah.
everything's going to be okay.
Fair. Yeah.
And I'm going to take E.T.
Oh, good pick. Good pick.
I don't like E.T.
Oh my
I
God.
love E.T.
Who hurt you?
E.T. kind of scared me as a kid.
He's a creepy little
E.T.
guy.
kind of freaked me out. He kind of freaked me out. He was a little creepy looking. I never liked
creepy
it.
looking little guy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. To me, it doesn't really end. It doesn't feel like that kind of a feel-good story.
So
he gets shooed away.
Yeah,
What
but they
was it?
cared.
Was
They
it
cared for
the
him.
man
They
scared him
found the
away?
humanity inside the alien, Daniel.
they
cared for him.
looked at
Well,
him
the family did.
and they looked
Yes.
past his appearance and they saw a friend.
Yes.
So like
The family does.
What-
The family does. But then the family loses him because the other people are like, ew, creepy alien. He's
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go.
yeah, because they're like you. Empathize
Yeah.
with their reaction, Dan. You're like, oh, he's an ugly little fuck.
it's a metaphor
creepy
for illegal immigration. So,
Yeah,
like,
Dan.
What
Yeah.
was it? What
And
was
who
it?
wins?
Dan,
How
that-
dare
that-
you.
Who
that
wins in the
pushed
end?
you away?
He gets sent back to where he came from.
Was it the fact that he doesn't look like you, Dan?
Daniel just hit us that he gets deported at the end of the movie, and I'm still wrestling with
He
that.
does.
I'm still wrestling with this idea. Because up until that point, I had thoroughly believed it was a metaphor on immigration and humanity, and now I'm
Willingly deported. All he wanted to do was phone home.
Well, because he felt so ostracized by where he was trying to, his new home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
I think it sends the wrong message.
I think it's good, and it has wonderful music. So
And it's Spielberg.
John
It's
Williams.
like very
John
well
Williams, baby.
directed, and the cinematography is great.
yeah,
And
can't help him from
iconic,
looking
iconic
ugly, though,
imagery.
apparently. Yeah.
It is iconic. But listen, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I've never liked E.T.
And Drew Barrymore gives a fucking incredible performance as an 8-year-old or something.
Yeah, Dan.
She's-
Wake up.
Listen.
No, I understand though.
following
It,
the
it
money,
is
all right?
it is a weird movie. I hold it to esteem just because I was a kid when I watched it. Thought it was adorable. I wanted a flying bike. It's as simple as that.
That's fair. That is
Yeah.
very fair.
All right. Well, I'm taking my childhood favorite,
Do it.
And wow.
and it made it all the way here.
It made it all the way to the end, huh?
Yep. I'm taking the Batman.
Oh, the Michael Keaton. It
Tim
was on my
Burton's
list.
Michael Keaton, the Batman.
It was on my
Jack
list.
Nicholson's
It was a good one.
Joker, the Batman.
Wait, so you're taking the Batman?
I'm taking. I believe it's actually just called Batman because now the Batman is Robert Pattinson.
Oh, is it just called Batman?
I believe it's just called
Let's
Batman 1980.
let's look up what the name of the movie is.
It's called Batman,
Christ's sake.
I'm pretty sure it's just Batman.
and it's 1989.
It is.
Yes.
Boy, you just snuck it in
Just snuck it in there.
there with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Well,
Way to
well, listen.
Wow. Way to sell that pick.
Can I actually give my thoughts on the movie?
Please.
Because it is a
Please.
childhood favorite, which is why I took it. But Michael
you love
Keaton's
Batman.
good. Jack Nicholson's good.
Okay.
He's not Joker. He's some other thing. He's not really doing. He's not really doing a Joker. He's doing something else. I will say the Joker having been the one to kill Batman's parents does sort of ruin the whole shtick of Batman.
Come on, even I know that's not true.
How old is that guy? How old is that guy?
He's apparently a very old guy. And it just sort of ruins the... No, not supposed to be that way. So that I don't like. But...
Right now I'm hearing a lot of criticism.
No, because here...
Coming from
we're
yourself.
coming right back, baby. Tim Burton
Okay.
was born to make Gotham City. He nails
I agree with this.
It is like pulled straight out of the pages of a comic book. It does not look like a place that could exist in real life. But it just, it's so gritty. It's dark, but it has this weird little underbelly life. I think it's fantastic. I just think it's so cool. And I love it.
Okay.
And Danny Elfman.
Pick.
Danny Elfman coming in on the hot tracks.
Oh, Danny Elfman on the score.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite scores of all time.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
yes. Good point.
We've now had two movies in a row picked for their score, apparently.
Yeah, dude. It's an airplane.
And
what do you want from me?
airplanes famously were the best part of the best quality sound on a movie you'll ever get. Watching it on an airplane. You can really soak in that Danny Elfman score to its fullest potential.
Okay.
All right.
Well, they give you those little headphones, and they're very well known for their sound
the little
quality.
cheap $2 headphone earbuds.
Yeah.
Definitely
the free headphones
that plug into your armrest.
When was the last time you were on a plane? I don't think they do that anymore.
No, they do that.
They do it
They did it to me on my last flight.
They plug into the armrest?
2 weeks ago. No, they plugged it into directly underneath the
screen.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the armrest headphone jack has been decommissioned from the
I think that's gone. You're right. Yeah, I think that's gone.
All right. Okay. I'm sure they drastically improved the sound quality when they moved the headphones.
Listen,
there.
Danny Elfman could be playing it through a freaking phonograph. It'd still be amazing.
Fair. Danny Elfman's Spider-Man score is one of my favorite things in the world. So.
Very good. Just like those movies are perfect. No notes.
Absolutely no notes.
All right. I'm going to my childhood favorite as well, actually. And I'm taking the first animated movie so far.
Whoa.
I am taking My Neighbor Totoro.
Good call.
Is that
Good
80s,
call.
Really?
Yeah.
It really does not feel that way. It feels so timeless.
Yeah.
88, I think.
Oh, you're right.
You got me thinking about my last one now.
Oh, man.
Well, that's good, because it is your turn coming up. Once you guys, praise me for how good of a pick.
It is a good pick.
Good.
It's a very solid pick. Very solid pick. Especially if I was fucking ripped, completely stoned on the plane, and was.
It's going to be playing as Jose is escorted off on the tarmac. Like, this man's not allowed to be here.
I'm getting on the plane, and they're like, "Sir, we're gonna need you to fucking, take your glasses off." Oh, you mean my sunglasses? Yeah, I'm totally fine. Good to go.
Why would they ever make you take your sunglasses off?
They made me do that one time, and I was very drunk.
Really?
Yes.
Take your sunglasses off.
What did...
Yeah, I was wearing my sunglasses while I was
up?
walking in, as if, right? Like, I don't know if they
tell them
thought
you're
I could,
famous.
look them
Famous
in the
people get
eyes.
to do that all the time.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Have you not listened to my podcast?
Oh, excuse you, madam. My subscriber will be hearing about this.
No, great pick though. I love any Miyazaki movie, and I think the '80s were like big time for him. Okay, I'm kind of struggling for my last pick, guys. I don't know whether to go action movie or animated movie or comedy or what.
Go with what feels right.
I'm gonna go with RoboCop.
Well, listen, if it feels right.
RoboCop feels good. Red Foreman as a baddie, it's just so much fun.
Is RoboCop the most 80s movie?
It might be.
It might be, yeah. Where it was just like prime action just for the hell of it.
But like you a lot of these movies could be made in other times, And they would be slightly different. RoboCop, and I know that they remade RoboCop, but that doesn't.
Oh, starring I think
RoboCop
Colin
could not have been made
Farrell,
in
right?
that
Was
time.
it? No, that's Total Recall.
Colin Farrell, who is me. And I am him.
Right.
Yes, it is
who
the most
was it?
80s
The
movie, just
RoboCop
like Miami
remake.
Vice is like the most
RoboCop.
80s show. It's got the vibes down.
Yeah, yeah.
Weirdly
And you
Blade
couldn't
Runner
make
also
a
very
movie about a cop now and for it to do well unless they were like, you know,
It'd be
a
difficult.
cop on. Yeah, it'd be very
It'd be
hard.
very
It's not a really.
A robotic police
It's-
officer story would be challenging in the year of our Lord 2023. Yes.
It's not a good time to be a
was-
cop.
It would be a bad
Joel
time, I think.
Kinnaman, whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the guy from Suicide Squad.
Oh, he is. In
Oh,
the
yeah, he
Suicide
is.
Squad.
Yeah,
He looks like a RoboCop.
yeah, Suicide Squad guy. Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah,
think
he's
he
just-
kind of looks like
just-
me with the chiseled chin, the enormous
No,
abs.
he looks nothing like you.
I'll give it to you.
You're.
I'll give it
Thank
to
you,
you, buddy.
Jose.
I think you're
Yeah.
much cuter than him.
Wow,
Preston.
thanks,
Oh,
Dan.
wow. Yeah. I've never seen you guys
He's
get
not
along
doing
so
it for
well.
me.
I know, it's so rare. And you know what's really sad? This is gonna get cut.
What? Why? This
Hey,
is
well, that's-
content,
That's
baby.
that's only on you then.
Yeah,
You can't blame
I
me
made
on
that
that.
choice. I made that choice.
So yeah, RoboCop is my last choice, and which I think puts me at Die Hard, Airplane, Top Gun, When Harry Met Sally, Roadhouse, and RoboCop.
That's correct.
That's
what I have
80s
as well.
for you, baby.
A lot of dudes messing shit up in
Very
there.
80s.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah,
80s,
yeah. A
very
lot of
80s
like
action.
just gunplay. Just
Gunplay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then
Just-
Airplane and When Harry Met Sally sandwich in the middle.
yeah, true. Although Roadhouse is more of like a karate Patrick
Yeah,
Swayze
kick
kinda
play.
guy.
Kick play.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Beat 'em up action.
Yeah. Just grabbing people's throats and.
Well, Jose, he stole 1/3 of my job here, which is to announce the teams after the conclusion
Oh my gosh,
of the
I'm
draft.
so sorry.
You're useless.
Yeah, I know. So you just heard Jose's team. Daniel, myself, I have Terminator, The Princess Bride, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Blade Runner, Karate Kid, and My Neighbor Totoro. Preston ends up with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Empire Strikes Back, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, E.T., and Batman. So much more to discuss for another quick break. This episode of Drafted is sponsored by FlatlineParty.com. My good friend Aaron over at Flatline Party is an amazingly talented artist. He's done some awesome commissions for me in the past for my Twitch channel. I've always been super satisfied when working with him. He's also super friendly and funny as well. Just an awesome guy. And he's been super generous in helping support this show. So please go check out the site for any of your art commission needs. That's FlatlineParty.com. Okay, we are back, and I always like to ask this question for this part of the show. What were some of the movies that you guys had on your lists that you just ended up running out of room for, or you pivoted in a different direction for whatever reason? Movies that were on your list you did not end up taking.
Okay, I got a couple. I think
Okay.
a very appropriate one would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Very funny.
it's a good one.
Movie about traveling. Be a great watch on a plane. The Never-Ending Story fits my vibe, I think. But I'd be a little worried that it's more disappointing than I remember. And I don't want to
Remember being.
ruin that for me.
I don't remember the pacing of that movie being very good.
Yeah, but you're on a plane.
It's supposed
Who
to feel like
cares?
a never-ending story, right?
Yeah, could be a never-ending story.
True.
Um,
What else?
okay,
is it? You're trapped.
here's the big twist. Planes are their own little worlds, right? They're just for a second. You're just you're not.
I've never thought
Okay,
of planes
well,
that way.
planes are really good. Yes, and there, Daniel. Wow. All right, hey, bud. You want to take that again? Here, let me do one more.
No,
Hey, Dan,
I think,
don't you think?
I think the way I did
don't
it.
you
I think
think
the way,
planes are their own little world?
Preston, I can't think of anything that planes are less than their own little
Okay,
worlds.
well, imagine, if you will, the planes are their own little world.
Listen, you can't come to me expecting a yes and you know that by now. This is
I
season
should,
4
but I
of this
just
show.
keep out too much hope, I suppose.
I've never been a yes and man ever.
It's true. It's your best quality. All right. Give me a second, Daniel. Be quiet for a second. No. Be quiet for a second. Jose, you've ever thought about how planes could be their own little world?
Absolutely, all the time, every time I'm in the sky.
So maybe, while you've got this situation for just a second, what if... Should I give Daniel a second here? No, okay. What if, in your own little world, what if it was Christmas? Did you ever think about that?
I'm listening.
Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about maybe you could watch A Christmas Story on a plane?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, especially if you're traveling home for Christmas.
Which I know is rare, but you could also be going to the beach.
You know people don't go home for Christmas.
Well, I was saying rare as in probably only do it once per year. But maybe it's July and you're going to the beach and you could just use a little bit of that Christmas spirit. Maybe. Or maybe not. So there's that too. All right, Dan.
I can't believe that that's what you were trying to set up.
I can't believe you were so unwilling to go along with my bit. Actually, I can believe that.
In hindsight, I'm so glad.
Well, he's a no butt.
He's a no butt.
I'm a no butt.
No butt. That is true.
I think you were wise to not make that pick.
Yeah, well, listen, there's a reason it didn't get taken. But I think maybe if you wanted to be brave for just a second, you could make it Christmas on a plane.
Jose,
Yes.
what were some movies on your list that you didn't take?
I really wanted to take Commando, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, because it has one of my favorite airplane scenes where he murders 2 men and then tells the stewardess, "Oh no, they're just very tired."
Oh my.
That's good.
Yes, but I didn't do it just because it's so hyper violent that it would be insane to watch that on a plane.
Yeah. What if you have a small baby next to you?
Exactly, and it's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger at his worst. He's just murdering people left and right. So
yeah,
I didn't take that one.
I think that's good.
Also, Beetlejuice. I thought about Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is on my list as well.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, Beverly Hills Cop.
That's 3 times. So
great one. That's a good one.
Isn't something supposed to happen?
Other ones I had Beverly Hills Cop.
Nice.
Ooh, good. Yeah, good one.
Good one. Me. And then a personal favorite that I don't know would have necessarily gone over because I don't think it was not as big as most of the movies that were taken. Real Genius.
Wow, Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I've seen it.
Can't say that
I've seen it. I highly recommend. It's very 80s, phenomenal soundtrack. But just a good, funny, irreverent 80s comedy.
Not just Val Kilmer, but the guy from The Breakfast Club, which is another... When did The Breakfast Club come out? None of us said that.
That would have been 80s.
That was 80s. I don't like Breakfast Club that much.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's just kind of one of those movies where just nothing really happens.
I'm not a big, and this might come off as controversial, but, not a big Molly Ringwald guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little controversial.
Yeah.
Do you think that's controversial?
A little bit.
Okay.
Maybe a little. But I'm not really either, to be honest. I mean, she's fine, but, any of the Molly Ringwald movies,
Can I say,
I think just a lot of them are very dated.
Can I say a couple more?
Other John Hughes films.
Can I say a couple more that I thought of? Big with Tom Hanks.
Nice.
Big is a tough one on a plane, though, because I think there's nudity in it.
Yep.
Really?
And that woman fondles a child. He may be in an adult's body.
That's a weird part of the movie.
But it is a child.
That's a weird part of the movie.
Wait, does she fondle him as an adult?
They're in bed together and they kind of fool around, yeah.
Whoa. Maybe I need to rewatch this movie. Or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not, actually.
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones when you think about it and it's aged a little bit, doesn't
it didn't really age too well, like Twilight,
Twilight ages like a fine wine. You shut your mouth. It's fantastic.
I don't know.
Twilight gets better with
it
age.
does.
I do love Twilight as a recent guy who has watched Twilight, but at the end of the day, I think that they're both
Do
problematic.
you love Twilight?
I think they're hilarious.
I love Twilight.
Which
Okay.
might be
Wait, are you talking
something
about like,
else,
do
right?
you enjoy watching Twilight the films? 100%.
Yes, they're funny. They're absolutely super funny movies. But at the end of the day, Edward is 100+ years old dating a minor, and then Jacob imprints on a minor, which is like they're both
Not a
problematic,
minor,
right?
a baby.
Yeah,
3 months old.
You're
now,
right.
he is.
You're
And he's
right.
like, you're
Which-
the one for me for life. It's just
Ugh,
conceptually very
gross.
strange.
Anyways, I tried to steer away from horror movies on a plane,
Yeah.
right? Because I wanted to say Nightmare on Elm Street. I wanted to be like Hellraiser. These are great 80s movies, but like you're not going to watch Sleepaway Camp on a plane.
No. The one for me would have been The Shining. That I was like, if we were just doing an 80s movie draft, I would probably take The Shining. But boy, on a plane, are you having to fast forward through a lot of the different scenes there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Or
Hellraiser is
Swat would be
literally
edited out.
bloody from beginning to end, so like you can't really
yeah.
watch that either.
Can't do that.
Yeah, none of those were even in consideration for me.
Yeah.
What was the worst pick of the draft? I have to say, going through, didn't really feel like there was any glaring errors here.
These are pretty solid picks, I think. I will
had to
say
pick
this, Daniel, if I had to pick one, I would say Blade Runner. Because I think
But it's
Blade
your
Runner,
favorite movie.
it is one of my favorite movies, but it's very like
Just not airplane.
heady. Yeah, it's very much like you want to sit on it, and like think about it. And I think for a plane, I want something more casual, light viewing, which is why
Sure.
the only reason I'll pick that. But otherwise, yeah, Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm glad you
That's
were
fair.
brave, Jose, because I kind of wanted to say that one too. Because it is a very good movie. It just doesn't sit right with me on an airplane.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Makes it
are
funny
you going to
feel a
be
little
brave
upset.
and agree, or what are you going to say?
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. That's why.
That's
picked it, 'cause I haven't
crazy.
seen it.
Just take our word for it,
Yeah.
then. Take our word for it and say it's bad.
Yeah, Daniel,
But-
you suck. That was the worst pick of the draft.
I will say, Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner that came out, directed by
2049.
Denis Villeneuve, is incredible, if not better than the original.
But you definitely
I've
can't
heard
watch
very
that
good,
on
and
a
that's
plane.
No, I know that's part of why I want to watch Blade Runner because I also want to watch the second one.
Yeah.
But I don't want to watch them.
2049 is so
Um,
good.
I think the one I was least excited about was probably When Harry Met Sally.
Okay, fair.
And it's weird because I love a rom com, but I just don't like Billy Crystal, except in Princess
I don't
Bride,
buy him
weirdly
for a
enough.
second
Interesting.
as a rom-com
It-
character. I really don't. It's such a
Yeah,
hard
it
sell.
just doesn't work for me really.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you guys at all, especially when he's like in that movie. And who is the actress that he's playing next to? Is it
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan, who is
Rom-com elite.
beautiful? yeah.
Yeah, a Hall of Famer rom com.
Incredible, and then you just got this guy who
Got
is Billy
average
Crystal
Joe.
next to her. Just an average Joe. Yeah. But doesn't that give us hope?
no, it gives us false hope.
Wow.
I would totally agree.
Preston, whose wife is like absolutely stunning.
That's so nice, Daniel. I'm just going to play that clip for her. And not any of the clips I made about the Twilight movies, because she'll be mad at me.
Yeah.
But I bet,
call.
Preston, I bet
Hopefully
those
she'll listen to the
are
whole
fun
episode.
movies to watch together, right?
Not when I'm like constantly making fun of them. Just constantly. We do them like, did you guys ever see like Mystery Science Theater 9000 or whatever that
Love
was
it.
called?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
2000,
I've not seen much.
That's
of it
how we
yet.
watch the Twilight movies, is constant chitter chatter.
That is unfortunately
But
how
does
I
she
watch
genuinely like them?
every movie.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
going to work.
Yeah.
You can watch movies like that if both people have seen the movies.
Yeah. It was funny. We watched Saving Private Ryan last night. We talked through pretty much every movie too. I don't know why I'm judging, but there was a point where they're on the beach of Normandy. It's a very dramatic moment, very serious. I'm pretty sure it was either me or
A lot of
Lauren.
people dying.
Yeah, a lot of people dying. Camera pans and Lauren just goes, "His head's gone." And I sort of was just imagining like being in a theater, just hearing somebody in the back row just shout that, and be like, "Oh no, his head's gone." Like, yeah, it's gone.
That is good. All right, it's time for the final question.
Wait, no, hold on. I'm
of the
sorry,
show.
Daniel. What was your least favorite
Oh,
pick?
Oh, he said
mine
when
was
Harry
When
meets
Harry Met
Sally.
Sally.
Or
Oh,
no,
okay,
when Harry
okay,
met
sorry,
Sally.
sorry.
When Harry meets Sally, we all
You
decided.
did it now too.
We've all decided when Harry
we're all
meets
big fan.
Sally is awesome,
Yeah, big fan.
and
of that
everybody
one.
should watch it.
Everybody's
in
a big
privacy
fan of
their
that
own
one.
home. Yep.
For sure.
10 out of 10.
Alone.
Oh my god. But yeah, so that was mine. Final question is: whose movies do you most want to watch on an airplane? Who won the draft? And then, as always, if you pick yourself, who is your runner-up?
I mean, it's certainly mine if I'm picking mine. I think I have maybe the most awards on my list.
How smug.
I have a lot of awards. Or like the highest
smug bastard.
critical score. But Daniel really coming in with Raiders and The Princess Bride. Oh, man.
Wow.
It's going to be hard for me to pass up. So I got to go Daniel. Those are the two I probably would have liked to have on my list instead of
Wow.
the ones I got.
Way to alienate your guests there, Preston.
I am's what I am's, you know?
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
and that's all that I am.
He knows who's going to be on the show next week with him. You know?
It's true.
True.
He's a smart man.
One of these two is always coming back.
You could never see me again. Fair. Totally fair. Okay. Obviously, I'll say my favorite is mine, but coming in second place, I would say Daniel. Yeah. You're second place for me. Love Terminator.
It's like a second place.
Love Raiders of the Lost Ark. Blade Runner, I would watch on a plane just because I've seen it before, and I
Sure.
think it's rewatchable for me. But Preston, I will say Ferris Bueller is a fucking solid pick.
Yeah, dude.
It's so good.
Great
movie.
pick.
Preston's
Preston's
first two picks.
and Back to the Future, like that. Those are great picks.
Which we decided Daniel
Yeah,
hates.
I don't hate it. It just it doesn't it doesn't really do me anything. It doesn't get my blood flowing. You know what I mean? Your first two picks did, and so that's why I'm like tempted to pick you outright. But like your last two picks really like are negatives to me.
Negatives. Interesting.
Yeah.
It takes
like,
away from the experience you having to watch Batman. You'd rather not fly than be on a plane and have to watch Batman. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'd rather watch nothing than watch Batman. I think.
Interesting.
The Michael Keaton Batman, really?
That's aggressive, I must say. You'd rather watch.
I
nothing
agree,
than
yeah.
watch Batman. You're gonna sit there and twiddle your own thumbs, huh?
I might watch Batman. I'm more likely to watch Batman than
If it was Batman versus Robin, Batman and Robin, I would agree with you.
Batman versus
just the
Robin. Now there's the story, Hollywood. Come on,
Why haven't they
baby.
done that yet?
It's coming. It's
clearly
coming.
coming.
Surely.
They've thrown so many fucking darts
Yeah.
at the wall. That's definitely in production somewhere.
I would watch that movie. That sounds great. I'm not going to watch The Flash, I'll tell you that.
Thank you. Despite it having
think we
Michael
made that
Keaton's
movie.
Batman, I'm still a no thank you.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me because Preston definitely has more movies that like I actively do want to watch.
What if I had swapped
But
out
also has
Batman?
more movies that I actively don't want to
What if I
watch.
had swapped out Batman for A Christmas Story?
No,
You said on the show that you do like A Christmas Story.
no,
No,
I
you
don't.
said on the show
I
you
don't
didn't
like
like A
Christmas
Christmas Story.
Can I make
Yeah.
a confession here?
Yes.
I've
never seen A
never
Christmas Story?
watched A Christmas Story.
Wow. Just turn on any
No,
television to any channel for the 3 weeks around Christmas time and they'll be playing it.
They're
Yeah.
playing Harry
pretty
Potter, and they're playing like
No. TBS. I'm pretty sure TBS plays
24 hours
It's
of
a Christmas
Christmas
Story. 24 hours on Christmas Day.
no
Yep.
way.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can
And
watch
I've
it.
never watched it.
On
That's
Hulu.
crazy. I'm 30 years old.
I think honestly, I think it's one of those movies. It's like it's just for people of a different era. So if you grew up watching it because your parents resonated with it, then you'll love it. And if you didn't, then
Did
it's
you
just,
watch the new
kind of
one,
a
Dan?
weird-
I
No,
thought it
of
was
course
cute. I think
The
I
new
think
A
it's
Christmas
worth,
Story?
I think it would be worth a watch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on Hulu or something, right?
And he's all grown up and he's trying to take
on
care of his
one
own
of the streaming
family.
services.
There's some great
And
bits in it.
It's the
good.
same actor too, right?
Oh,
Like they got
yeah.
the same actor to do it.
Which I respect. I respect. that.
Crazy. He must have had nothing else going on.
I mean, I don't think he did. Yeah.
Probably, former child actor. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was either this or cocaine.
rarely. I'm gonna pick Preston's team as second place behind my own. It's close though. I've never seen Roadhouse. I think Roadhouse would be fun to watch as like my never seen movie. But I'm gonna go with Preston just because Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Empire Strikes Back are two of like my actual favorite movies.
Boom.
Okay.
But of course, it always comes down to. Wait, Jose? Let me get my spiel out, all right? Let me. You might win this viewer. No one watches.
You're losing it, Dan. Come on,
Take
take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm losing my mind.
I'm just taking it personally, and I'm just trying to breathe my way through it, okay? But you can do your thing.
Thank you. All right, listeners, though, you have the final say. Of course, the link to the vote will now be in the show notes because we do Google Forms now instead of the Twitter poll. Because Twitter sucks. It's a bad place. But Jose, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It was an absolute treat having you. The better half of the Everyone's a Real Critic.
Shots fired, indeed. Thank you for having me. I was ecstatic to be invited on. Honestly, yeah, it's been a blast. Sorry for the tangents, but
Listen,
it's okay. It's all good Patreon content.
Okay, great.
They'll just have to listen to it over a full day. Yeah.
Yeah. And Preston has his work
on
his work cut out
speed.
for him. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
on a short what's the word I'm looking
turnaround.
For? Short.
This
short
2-hour show has to be edited in
or
1 hour, and that's going to be hard. So
Yikes.
we're going to give it the old college try.
Yeah. But yeah, please, if you liked Jose on the show, please go listen to Everyone's a Real Critic. He and our friend John break down movies that have a 20% or more disparity between critics' ratings and fan ratings, and they're both funny guys. They take their job very seriously, and I admire them for that.
Very serious.
Yeah, we stick to that. We do stick to that. Yeah, we're sticklers.
Yeah, and Jose, you guys can get the pod everywhere podcasts are. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, we're at Everyone's a Real Critic everywhere you get your podcast. At EARC Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and yeah.
Awesome, perfect. Well, yeah, guys, go check out the other podcasts. We love supporting our friends' podcasts as well. So please go check out Jose. Jose, thanks so much for joining the show, man. Also, thanks to everyone who has bought merch. The new drafted merch launch went very well. That is still up there. We will be doing the drawing for free merch for one of our patrons 2 days after this episode releases. So if you're not a patron yet, still time to sign up and get yourself in that drawing for some free drafted merch. Super excited to give that away to our lovely patrons. Otherwise, we will probably be off next week. Preston is going to be out of town. We will maybe try to squeeze an episode in early in the week, but that is doubtful. So expect no episode next week, and we'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks.